Welcome to Conducting Research Using Drake Library Services. This video will review the advantages to using the databases, working within a database and how databases vary, identifying peer-reviewed materials, the benefits of the Drake Library Search, locating and searching within journals, and how to contact a Drake librarian. Let's get started. Okay, so first question, why Drake Library's academic databases versus Google? Databases are highly organized with higher relevancy to search terms. There's no pay for play. They divide their information into different organized categories such as subject and theme, making them easier to work around, and they provide the tools that allow you to navigate these different categories. Best of all is they have quality information, and most often than not, it is peer-reviewed. The goal is to create quality research, and to do that, you need quality materials and sources. Academic databases offer the higher quality research articles. Let's start with the basics. Where are the databases? On the front page of the Drake Memorial Library website, we have databases by subject. And if you have a preferred database, there are databases A through Z. Let's go databases by subject and open up Sociology. The first three databases that are offered all have a sociology focus. There are additional databases recommended. As your research grows and takes different direction, you may find you want something from Gender Watch or Religion and Philosophy. There's a third selection for database. That's for when your research is not developing as you like. Then go back and try a more general database and see how your research develops from there. Let's start taking a look at Science Direct. For this search, I'm going to use the terms college students and sleep. Now the database is offering me some suggestions. The database is offering me these suggestions because they know how they organize their material. These suggestions are definitely to your benefit to use. So for now, I want college students, and they're offering me a suggestion of university students or undergraduates. All those fit with the theme of my research, so I'll take them. Now sleep is my other term. And what I'm trying to find out is sleep deprivation, sleep disorders, sleep disturbances. So they offer me a great variety. So I'm going to keep the original term. I want to include just plain sleep, but I'm going to add all those other terms. So sleep or sleep deprivation, disturbance, reduced sleep, on down the list. Now for the search, I've got almost 2,000 here. I definitely want to narrow that down before I begin anything. So I'm going to come over to the left. I'm going to narrow it down to scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. I'm also going to limit the years to a 10-year period to keep the data fresher. And the last limiter I'm going to put on for right now is academic journals. Go back to the top, our almost 2,000 journals have been cut in half. As you go along, since this is a first study, I'm going to look at the articles first. But as your research develops, you may also want to look at different subjects you could narrow it down to, focus on different publications, look at a publisher, or focus on a different language if available. But for right now, we've narrowed it down nicely. I'm going to take a look at the first article. Again, if you're having trouble with your search terms or you want to develop or expand your search terms, when you look at the article, you'll find subject terms that are supplied by the database, but you'll also find keywords supplied by the author. Both of these are a wealth of resources for adjusting, expanding, or playing with your search terms to alter your search. In addition to the search terms on this page, there are also tools that allow you to interact with the database. You can save articles using the Google Drive, OneDrive. You can add them to a folder that you set aside. You can print them, email them to yourself, save them to an external device, or the most popular feature, which is the permalink. The permalink will take you directly back to the article. The URL at the top of the page will take you back to Drake Library. Databases guard their information tightly. Drake Library pays a considerable amount of money to operate these databases. In addition to the permalink, on this page is also citations. You'll find pre-written citations that do need to be reviewed and are unfortunately not available in ASA. While we've been looking at this material, you may have noticed the bright yellow search for full text button. That means the article is not in this database. But there are two possibilities. One is that the article is in a different database, and the other is that you can get the article through interlibrary loan. Let's take a look. If the article is available, the database will pop up, and in this case, the article is available in two different databases. If the article was not available in a different database, a link to the interlibrary loan service would come up. If you place an interlibrary loan request, we will look at other libraries and then forward you the article. We will forward you the article via email, so you do not need to come to the library at any point, and I again stress that the service is free. So if you do encounter a yellow search for full text button, we heartily encourage you to use it. There's a good possibility the article is available just in a different database, and if you do have to use interlibrary loan service, we are usually able to respond in a few days. Now let's switch topics and talk peer-reviewed. First, what is peer-reviewed? Peer-reviewed is when an author or authors take their original work and present it to their peers to be questioned, challenged, and eventually accepted. To help you identify peer-reviewed articles, let's take a brief look at the physical characteristics of a peer-reviewed article. First, its appearance is going to be plain and simple throughout with minimal use of color and no advertising. The title will be lengthy and specific. There'll be an informative abstract in which the authors are affiliated within a university, and the study is originally research with data and analysis. Another strong feature is the way it's structured. It'll be structured in a very set way with an abstract purpose, methods, results, and analysis. Now, these are the physical features that will help you identify it, but the easiest way to identify a peer-reviewed article is to see if it's from a peer-reviewed journal. So let's talk about how to identify those. You may recognize this page. We were just here looking at college students in sleep. We opened up this article to look at the different search terms, how to save our articles, and how to use the search for full text button. Now we're back to look for the journal. This link to the journal is going to give us information as to whether or not it's peer-reviewed. If you look down the list, one of the factors is yes, this is a peer-reviewed article. The majority of the articles from this journal will be peer-reviewed. This is not a guarantee. Peer-reviewed journals do carry editorials and commentaries also, so it's helpful to know the physical characteristics of a peer-reviewed article. This is one way the database will allow you to check to see if a journal is peer-reviewed. Let's go back and look for the publication link. In this database, the publication link will be at the top of the page. The publication link will allow you to put in the title of a title of a journal, and then check to see if that journal is available and if it's peer-reviewed. In this case, yes, the journal is peer-reviewed. There is a method outside of the databases to check to see if a journal is peer-reviewed, and that is using the Drake Library website. So to show you how to do that, first I'm going to take this title and I'm going to move over to the Drake Library website, enter that title, narrow it down to articles, and top of the list is the article we're looking for with a peer-reviewed notation. Now, while we're here at the Drake Library site, let me mention a few other items that are advantageous. First, if you missed your permalink, the permalink is right there if you would like. You can email the article to yourself if you prefer. And 3 ellipses here will lead you to citations, which unfortunately do not include ASA. But most importantly, biggest advantage to the Drake Library site are these lovely red arrows. The downward red arrow is going to take you to the articles that the author used to create this article. Now let's go back. And the upward red arrow here is going to take you to articles that use this article in their research. So if you find an article you like, quite often the article can lead you to other articles of interest. I do want to mention, though, that the red arrows are a newer feature. Not all articles will feature them, but if you do encounter them, they are advantageous. I brought you back to the Drake Library homepage to discuss another feature available to you, and that is the ability to search directly within journals. When you do a search, there's an algorithm that has to respond in a set amount of time. If you do a search in a smaller area, such as a journal, as opposed to a larger area, the database, it'll allow the algorithm to search in a more deep manner. Also, if you look at the journals available under a title, it'll give you suggestions and ideas for where your research may go. So first, let's look at a popular title of a journal. I'm going to narrow it down to journal titles and search. And Journal of Pain calls up 30 different journals dealing with pain and pain management. Let's go back and this time do a general topic. Let's see what's available for searching in sociology. Sociology calls up 150 titles dealing with various types of sociology. Let's look like sociology of education. Okay, this is available in 3 different databases. I apologize, 4 different databases. So if we'd like to look at this journal, let's take a look at Sage Premier. At the top, it is allowing you to search directly in the journal. And underneath, it has the years and issues that are currently available in this database. Now, if you're in the database already, you could go to Publications, pull up the journal from there. Or if you're on the information page, the journal is also available here. A click on the journal title will take you to this page. Publication, when you go that route, will also take you to this page. And this is a search within the publication link. It takes you back to the search page with the name of the journal in the top search bar. So I said, if you want to search directly within journals, it can be advantageous for a number of reasons, and it's easily done through the database or from the Drake Library website. Okay, we've covered a lot of territory, but before we go, I'd like to look at one more database. The reason I'd like to look at another database is because databases vary, but they have great similarities. I like to compare it to the analogy of driving a car. We all know how to get behind the wheel and put our foot on the gas, but we're not entirely sure where the lights are, where the turn signal is. Every car is a little different. So let's take a quick look at a second database. This is Gender Watch. Okay, for this search, I am beginning a project on the equity of college admissions. And the database is giving me a variety of search terms, and I like tests. That's a great place to start. I have over 3,500 results, so let's start by narrowing it down to peer-reviewed. We'll go with scholarly journals. Scholarly is another way to refer to peer-reviewed. And then publication date. Let's bring it up to these. Now, quick look is what they're offering me on the first article, so let's take a quick look. They're offering me an abstract to review to see if the article is of interest, and they also offer me a variety of subject terms to help with my searching. Let's take a look at the full document. Okay, document starts with the title, and underneath is listed a citation. In the citation, there are 2 authors. You can link directly to the authors in this database to see what else they've written. You can also directly go to the issue that this article is in. And that's advantageous because often journals will pick a theme for different issues. In addition, there's a variety of articles over to the right that the database is encouraging you to look at because they think they relate to the article you're looking at. And up here, there's a variety of options for interacting with the article. There's ways to save the article, There's cloud saving, different citation exports for citation management systems, and most importantly at the top is your permalink. So even though this database had a completely different face, it had many of the similar features, plus additional features like being able to check the author or looking into this particular issue for additional articles. Before we go, I'd like to remind you that the Drake librarians are here to assist you. Whether you're having trouble getting your research going, simple citation assistance, or maybe you need help with the interlibrary loan service. Whatever you need, even printing problems, we're here to help. If you do need assistance, though, right on the main page of the library, we have an Ask a Librarian link. This will lead you to our chat, which is available during the week from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on weekends from noon to 5. Those hours also coincide with when a librarian is available at the library. You can find a librarian at the main desk, just inside the front doors. If you'd like, you can also ask a question via email or text. You're welcome to make a phone call. Or if you'd like an appointment, which are available in person or online, feel free to make an appointment anytime you'd like to talk to a librarian more than a few minutes. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your time, and I wish you luck on your projects.